Part 2 drew one section. There are 51 of them. Today, the M- gets a number. This is the same road, seen from the side, a kilometre of ground that rises and falls under a road that will not. Vertical scale exaggerated, and labelled. Sections cut every 20 metres, tie-in to tie-in. One method. One honest admission about it. And one rule every textbook teaches, that is wrong by 30% on the solid you apply it to. The road is not 1.5 metres in the air for a kilometre. Part 2 drew the deepest section, elsewhere the ground rises to meet it. That height is measured to the subgrade, pavement on top, shoulder edge stepping up. Stake from that higher edge and clearing breaks 22 metres. Now the admission. 13,650 was aired. What we invented is a profile that produces it. Nothing here discovers the total, the split is the finding. 5 declarations, 1 card. The costliest is the flat subgrade, a real one is crowned, worth 540 cubic meters, 30 times the error we are hunting. And that plunge into cut is deliberate, the worst case, so you can see where the error concentrates. Split the section, a rectangle, formation width by height, plus the 2 triangles the side slopes carve. The method gets the rectangle exactly right, every time. Everything that follows is about the triangles. Part 2's numbers, 11.7 wide, 1.5 deep, slopes 1.5 to 1. Area, 20.9 square meters. Toe at 8.1, Part 2's running total, from a formula it never showed. The cross-section was never a picture. It was an equation with the height left blank. And in cut, the same algebra, mirrored, the section opens upward. Average the 2 end areas, multiply by the distance between them. Not a fact about a solid, the trapezoidal rule, over a curve nobody plotted. I went looking for the clause that tells you to use it. It is not there. 2 reproductions of the DPWH standard specification, searched end to end. Average end area, 0 hits. Prismodal, 0 hits. The design guidelines volume on earthworks, I could not open. So the standard specification does not name a method. It tells you what to measure, not how to compute it. What it does fix is the interval, cross sections normal to the centerline, 20 meters maximum, tighter on tight curves. 20 is the ceiling. Taking the ceiling is our choice. Why it overstates, the area is quadratic in the depth. The section widens as it deepens, so area against chainage bends upward, and a straight chord sits above it. Ours is declared straight between the breaks. On ground that bulges the other way, it can go under instead. The correction, and the rule behind it, come from outside DPWH, an Australian surveying paper and a United States highway manual. There is no Philippine source, and that is the point. Slope ratio, times length, times the square of the height change, over 6. The formation width cancels, the rectangle was already exact, so it drops out. 11.7 never appears. A wider road is not worse. Only a steeper one. Station 0 plus 500, fill, 1.5 meters. 520, cut, 9/10. Somewhere between, the grade crosses the ground. That crossing is not a station. It is the 52nd section we had to add. Find the crossing on the height, not the area, 512.5. Areas put you in the wrong place, only depth runs straight. The pyramid rule is right for a solid that closes to a point. This one does not. It tapers to a line as wide as the formation, a wedge, with 2 pyramids on the shoulders. End area is exact on the wedge, only the pyramids err. 124 cubic meters, the pyramid rule says 87. Wrong by 30%, to fix an error of 6. The trap is not the size, the fix is worse than the flaw. The earthworks sheet has two columns, cut and fill. Cut averages with cut, fill with fill. Never crossed, never netted, no third column, different pay items, and a netted figure cannot be paid. Netting keeps the difference and destroys the gross. Side hill sections are the same rule, twice as loud. 51 solids, cut with cut, fill with fill. End areas, 13,667. Corrected, 13,650. 16.7 cubic meters over a kilometre. 42% of that sits in one 12.5 meter transition. The correction goes as the square of the height change, and transitions are short and steep. Keep the proportion, the method costs 16 cubic meters. The flat subgrade costs 600. Know which error is the big one. Clearing holds, 20.8 meters is never exceeded. Follow the toe and you would measure 1.92 hectares. The band is what part 1 build. Item 104, Method of measurement, word for word, the quantity of embankment to be paid for shall be the volume of material compacted in place. Excavated material used in embankment is paid under embankment. Embankment, 12,205 cubic meters. The cut gives up 1,400, not enough to leave a surplus at any exchange rate. Every item 102 pay item is named surplus or unsuitable. This contract has neither, so the cut appears nowhere in the bill of quantities. Subtract those in your head and you make the mistake this series exists to prevent. Two states of the same soil. The exchange rate is a laboratory number, shrinkage and swell, and the mass Hall diagram. Exact on the rectangle, wrong on the triangles. Never average across a grade point. Never net. The road series build one line, 13,650, excavation and embankment. Our profile lands there. The number was always going to be right, because we built the profile to make it right. What was wrong is the line. DPWH never adds cut to fill. Next episode, shrinkage and swell, why the volume you are paid for is never the volume you move. Before you go, follow RHC Engineering and RHCES on YouTube and Facebook, and find more resources on our websites, shown here on screen. See you in the next video.